Good everyone, welcome to Tutors. In today's series, we're going to resume on our porosity login, and today we're going to do a neutron porosity. Okay, so continuation from where we stopped the last time. So you can see here we have our density and those are our density log, our porosity log. Talked about that. So now we're going to see how to quantitatively analyze our neutron porosity. How can we get our neutron porosity? Quite easy, right? So the first step you need to do to get your neutron porosity, you need to look at the scale. You can see the scale for neutron. I said that the orange line, the last video, is that the orange line is what represents this broken line. This broken orange line is what represents the neutron porosity scale. And the porosity scale goes from what? 0 to what? 60. From 0 to 60. It's increasing this way, right? So, and we know that we have, as we've done in the previous video, we know that we have 10 lines. Okay, you have 10 lines. So as I've said before, the thing that you just need to do is to what you want to get the increase. So because this is a neutral porosity log, okay, so we have to turn this guy to decimals because these guys are in form of percentage currently. This 60%, this 0%. If you check online or check on a good source online, you find out that what the symbol for porosity is in percentage. So that's why you turn this guy to decimal. So even this 1.65 value, so they're in decimals. So 0% is 0 divided by 100, Abi. So that's 0. Okay, 0 divided by 100, 60 divided by what? 100. So that will give us what? 0.6 and what? And 0. So from 0.6 to 0 to 0.6. Okay, so the same thing that you still do. So what do you do? Upper boundary minus, want to get the increment per scale. Okay, so upper boundary minus what? Lower boundary. That's 0.6 minus what? 0 divided by the number of lines. What number of lines that you have? Number of vertical line here is what? 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 10. So 0.6 over what? 10 is what? 0.06. What does that mean? It means that what? This 0.6 means that what? If you are counting from this 0 to reach this 0, okay, from 0 to 0.6, we have 10 increment lines. Okay, so from 0 here on this last edge, 0 to here is what? 0.06. So this place is what? Add 0.06 again, 0.12. Okay, like that. 0.18, 0.24, like that, like that, like that, like that. So that's how it works. So that's the idea about the increment. So now you know the increment per lines, you know what each line means, so you can calculate easily. That's the first thing you need to do on your scale. Okay, so you are moving, remember, you are always moving from where it is lower. This intensity, we started from the lower point, 1.65. And remember, it's not every time your stuff might start from 0. Even your porosity log might not start from 0. So you still have to look at the lower one. So for example, now if my stuff now is from 0.1 to 0.5, for example, 0.1 to 0.5 financial porosity log, what will be my increment per line? Imagine that I have 10 lines. So what do I need to do? I'll just do what? Upper boundary minus lower boundary. 0.5 minus what? 0.1 divided by what? The number of lines. How many lines we have? 10. So that's 0.4 divided by what? 10. And that's what? 0.04. That means if I'm moving, I'll always be counting what? 0.1 plus what? 0.04 plus 0.04. That will be the next line. Plus 0.04 again. That will be the answer for this guy. Plus 0.04. That will be the answer for this. So good. Now, noting that we have done that, the next thing is that, so for our log, okay, like what I said before, if you are doing your stuff the same, you're going to find the average. Can you see the average of this guy? The average. So this is my average. This is my average. Okay, that's my average of these two logs. Okay, this is my neutral porosity log, and this is my density porosity log, and my neutral porosity log. So when I find the average of both of them, the next thing I need to do is to what? Look for where my neutral. So neutral porosity, you don't need to have there's no formula for that. So you just need to just count. Okay. So I've already tell you. Okay, I've said before. Always count from the lower boundary to the upper boundary. You can see that this one is starts from 0 is from here. in this place for density, I started counting from here because 1.65 is lower. So you count from here. But from zero, because this one, the lower part is from my right here. So I start counting. Here is zero, Abby. So I count. Here is my zero. And for my neutral porosity, what did I get for my lines? So you have to solve for each one. The one that is for density, the scale you're using for density, the scale increase for density, then from the scale increase for neutron. So for neutron, this is what we got 0.0. Sorry, not this. This is not what this is what we got 0.06 increase. Okay, so which means from here to here is 0.06. Okay, here will be 0.06. Here will be what 0.12. Here will be what add 0.06 again 0.18. Okay, and here will be like 0.222 or 21. Okay, to this reference line. So anything that is this reference line between this guy and this guy. Okay, so to avoid confusing you, so somebody can do like that. You've gotten your answer as probably 0.21 or 22 or 23, like in that range. Okay, you just know that it will not be up to 0.24 because it's in between 0.18 and 0.24. You know, you are counting your scale, increase of 0.06. So what do I do? What I usually advise is a very simple trick, which we just do. So first of all, count the number of lines. First, count the number of lines. Okay, count the number of lines. Count the number of lines from the lower limit. Count the lower from the lower limit to the reference line. To the reference line. So what's the number of line from the lower limit to the where's my lower limit to my neutron? Yeah, be 0. So now count it. You know I tell you, you not count the lower limit. So 1, abi, 2, 3, and here is like here is 4, but here is like 3.3, 3.3, 3.2. It's not up to the middle. So let's say 3.3. So 3.3, the reference line is exactly at 3.3 from the origin. 3.3 from the origin. Okay. So now after getting this guy, the next thing you do next thing you do is to what? Multiply it by your what? By your increment. Multiply it by the increment. Multiply it by the increment So that will give us what? 0.06 times what? 3.3 that we got here. So using your calculator, you get that what? 0.06 times what? 3.3. What do you get? 0.198. Okay? 0.198. So you get 0.198. Okay, which is almost like 0.2 sha in a way. So we have 0.198 here. So the next thing is that you got 0.198. Next thing is that the third one, add the result to the lower limit. Add the result to the lower limit. To the lower limit. So that's the what is my lower limit in my scale? This is my lower limit, have 0. This is my upper limit, 0.6. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is 0.6, 0, 0.6. So I'll add it to my lower limit. So that's my neutron porosity. So that's 0 plus what? 0.198, and that's what? 0.198. Okay, so doing this, you are good and you are safe and sound. So that comes to the end of our neutron porosity analysis. So stay tuned as the next video we'll just do some brief summary on total porosity. Thank you for listening. Kindly like and subscribe.